I want to speak about nasty work done by a nasty Caribbean tether who felt the need to poke his nose into foundational Black American business and issues and be speaking upon what we're entitled to get in terms as far as reparations. He's claiming, alleging that, we already got reparations through the 1964 Civil Rights Bill, which couldn't be further from the truth. And it's totally rude and disrespectful of this no good, rotten tether to be speaking upon foundational Black American business and issues to begin with. Because for one, he ain't even of the lineage, so he don't share our same drive, will, and tenacity, nor does he have that majority spirit inside of himself that we as foundational Black Americans possess. I can't go over to the Caribbean and start telling them and playing an advocate to them people over there and telling them, speaking as far as in terms of what they're supposed to be getting as a group of people, them people will stone me to death over there. They wouldn't allow it. In the same way we as foundational Black Americans are done letting outsiders come in and talk about what we entitled to get, this, that, or the other, when they ain't entitled to get nothing in the get-go. So he's out of line, out of bounds, and out of order, and I got the audio and the video of this. And another thing I wanted to add was this no good tether from the Caribbean wrote a book called What Do White Americans Owe Black People? And he's profiting off the suffering and the blood, sweat, and tears of our ancestors by doing this. And I find that to be totally disrespectful as well. So we're going to walk through and talk about and debunk what this no good tether is saying. Fair use.
Jason Hill is a philosophy professor at DePaul University, joining us this morning as part of our series looking at Black History Month. Professor Hill, you wrote a book, What Do White Americans Owe Black People? What did you answer?
We're not saying white Americans owe Black people anything. We know them no good, rotten white slave masters that enslaved our foundational Black American ancestors is long gone, but their descendants is still here. But the government that was in place back then while our people was enslaved is still the same U.S. government that's around today, and the U.S. government is on the hook. They indebted to us as foundational Black Americans. They're liable for the debt that needs to be paid to foundational Black Americans. So what he's saying, he don't even know what he's talking about. He got no business even speaking upon lineage business, but let's continue.
That question.
My argument is that reparations, by and large, have already been made to Black Americans through the 1964 Civil Rights.
Shut your mouth, you no good, rotten, deceptive tether talking about reparations have been paid through the 1964 Civil Rights Act. Let's continue.
Rights Act and through affirmative action programs.
No, it hasn't.
Through cultural reparations that have been made through Black Studies programs.
See, he's sitting up there lying through the skin of his teeth. See, a lot of these other groups of Black people that come over here, not all of them, because we got some good brothers and sisters, but a lot of them do come over here and work to undermine our people. See, they got a sick infatuation and like seeing foundational Black Americans get nothing, so they could think they kind of got one up on us. But you never really got one up on a foundational Black American, because we come from the lineage that built America, that's woven into the fabric of America. Our blood, sweat, and tears, we own our ancestral homeland. So if it wasn't for the foundational Black Americans, you guys wouldn't even be able to come over here. So you should be paying some homage and respect and stop trying to undermine us and play a fake advocate to be speaking upon business and issues that have nothing to do with you. But let's continue.
And this is, the 1972 Employment Act, and that a free society can really go no further in making restitution to a group of people who might have been suffering from the residual effects of slavery.
Are those financial reparations?
No, because there are no slaves.
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth up, you deceptive tether. See, that's where you're wrong. You got the game messed up, because we are our ancestors, and the remnants of what slavery done to our people as a foundational Black American collective could still be felt in our DNA on and up until this day. This is why we work so hard to knock down the injustices of oppression, not just with our people, but globally. Foundational Black Americans have always fought the system of racism, white supremacy, because it's just embedded in our DNA, from the struggle that our ancestors went through. A lot of these other groups, even Black people, a lot of these other groups of Black people for that matter, they come over here, with as long as it don't happen to them, they'll turn a blind eye to it. They can see injustices and oppression right in front of their face, but as long as it don't involve them, they cool with it. See, we as foundational Black Americans, we want to knock down injustice and oppression, white supremacy as a whole. We want to see the whole system collapse in that regard and put in place a system of justice where everyone is treated justly and fairly. But let's continue.
Today, there can be no, on my reasoning, going by the logic of the Civil Liberties Act of 1988, there can be no direct financial compensation.
Antoinette in Philadelphia.
He still got a Caribbean accent like he fresh off the boat, sitting up there talking about foundational Black American business and issues. This Tether should have kept his mouth shut, truth be told, because he ain't of the lineage, so he ain't qualified to speak as to what we can get and what we can't get, because and reparations is a dead old, and it will be paid because we ain't letting our foot up off the gas pedal with this. And this is why I want to say that this delineation movement that foundational Black Americans have brought forth, separating ourselves from these other groups of Black immigrants and people in general, it was well needed because people can't attach and leech on to us no more and play our spokesperson. Because now when someone says something sideways or speaking about what we should get, what we shouldn't get, and as far as reparations goes, we looking at this person like, where are you from, brother? Like, you totally out of bounds and out of order. So, we want to check people's paperwork now, because this lets us know as to the mindset and the psyche of some of these people, because a lot of these people come over here with anti-Black American views and just want to see our people at the bottom of the pot getting nothing. And them days is over. We ain't letting people come amongst us. You got to have foundational Black American blood inside of you to even be speaking on foundational Black American business and issues. And if you ain't of the lineage, keep your mouth closed. But let's continue.
Yes, good morning. I'm calling because, if I may speak, I've been a foundational Black American all my life. Reparations is the law. Now, sir, for you to try to speak for me, and you're not even from this country, you're not even a part of the cause and effect of slavery. A lot of our problems stem from slavery. We've never had.
That's just to hit on a real good issue right there. A lot of our problem does stem from slavery as foundational Black Americans, because like I say, it's still embedded in our DNA. I feel the struggles and the things my ancestors had to go through deep down inside my DNA. This is why I made my platform and I work to knock white supremacy down as a collective. But let's continue.
An opportunity equally. We've never had a chance to. We've had inventions that were stolen. We have our language that was stolen. Everything was stolen from us, and now what we are doing is demanding what is owed to us.
Okay, we'll get a response. Caller.
We had a lot of things, inventions, everything that was stolen from us. See, we as foundational Black Americans are the moving culture that moves America forward. No, you wouldn't have an America if it wasn't for the foundational Black American. This is why we call ourselves foundational, because it means the beginning and the building of. But let's continue.
Professor Hill.
First of all, I'm not speaking on behalf of you.
Yes, you are.
You have no business telling me what I have not or have not experienced in this country. I came to America.
First of all, yes, she does have a right to tell you shouldn't be speaking upon our business and issues because you ain't of the lineage. You ain't even entitled to anything in this country. You a damn immigrant. Your history don't trace back in this country for hundreds and hundreds of years like the foundational Black American. But let's continue.
I was 20 years old. I lived in the Deep South, and I've lived here for 38 years, and I've experienced.
He said he lived here for 38 years. Okay, man. Like, our people go back here hundreds and hundreds of years. We're foundational Black Americans. You have no business even speaking upon anything regarding our lineage. You should keep your mouth shut, if you ask me.
Myself as a Black man living in America. Well, my name is Jason Hill, and I came to this country as an immigrant with $120 in my pocket and went on to become a college professor and the author of.
That's the highlight of these people's life, that they came here with 2 cents in their pocket and built themselves up. But you wouldn't have even been able to come here, truth be told, if it wasn't for the foundational Black American to have a place to build yourself up, such as America. Because we fought for them immigration rights and them civil rights to get brothers and sisters over here from the Caribbean. So you should be a little bit more humble, and you should have kept your mouth shut speaking upon lineage business, foundational Black American society, which has nothing to do with you in terms of our claim to reparations, because you ain't got a claim to nothing in this country. So keep your mouth shut or take your behind back to the Caribbean where you come from. Just my thoughts on the matter. Peace.